Folks, you've read the title down below, so you know that this is a box opening. A little bit of backstory for you. In my spare time recently, I've been reacquainting myself with airsoft, a sport of running around with, for want of a better phrase, toy guns and shooting plastic BBs at everyone else that's playing the same game. Now, for the most part, those games happen in the daytime, and it's all well and good. Sometimes there'll be an indoor game where there's dark rooms, or sometimes there's a night game. And recently, Facebook and Instagram and various other social media have been advertising an assortment of night vision options to me, which is kind of an expensive thing. Until I started looking at the companies providing them. One of the company names kind of sung out to me because it sounded kind of familiar. They're called Nitesights. They spell night the same way I do, so Nitesights, Nitebytes. I thought there was a bit of commonality there, so I reached out to them and said, hey, hi, I'm Nitebytes. I'm looking at getting some night vision of sorts. I love the company name. Can we maybe have a conversation? I was expecting them to say thanks but no thanks, or just not reply at all. I was pleasantly surprised when not only did they reply, but they said, hey, let's have a conversation, sounds good. So I told them about what I do as drums and streaming, and that I'm getting back into airsoft. And they said they'd send me something to do a box opening and review. So what we have here, one package. I'm sure you heard it rustle then. So I was expecting just a small box with a unit in, but they've sent one of their higher spec packages. So I'm kind of excited to see what we've got in here. Let's go take a look. Okay, so kicking off with the opening. As I said, the guys at Nitesights were very, very cool, very easy to chat with, and they said, yeah, we'll send you a unit. So I thought, cool, I'll get a small box with a Nitesight unit in it. What I was not expecting was this. There's a lot of it, so I've got to be honest, I'm keen to see what's in here because it's a lot bigger than I was expecting. To use a well tried and trusted phrase on box openings and YouTube in general, let's get into it, literally. Right, so I hope no one's squeamish about the use of knives. I do occasionally use a knife to break these things open. It's much cleaner, but of course sometimes brute force and ignoramus is the way to go. So what do we got? We have a need to open more box space, bag space, whatever, more space. Right, so one box here. I shall show in all their glory in a second once I have some space. I clearly need more space on my desk for this sort of thing. Let's get the bag out of the way. Alright, so what we have is this in bubble wrap, there's a box underneath it, and this box here. Make sure there's nothing still kicking around in the bag. No, I do believe that is it. I've had so many deliveries from Temu where there's been one small thing that I've completely missed. I do get absolutely paranoid about checking every millimetre of the bag now. So, let's continue unwrapping and see what we have in the bubble wrap. Okay, we have a helmet. Nicely padded. It's very nicely padded in there. That looks comfier than my current helmet. It's a PAS GT style, I think it is, with the same rails that the fast helmets have on the side. So let's get this out of the way. Definitely need more space where we've got some mounting equipment there. But as we can see, there's a fair bit of padding on the inside of this helmet. So it looks very, very comfy. Which is good for airsoft. You're going to be wearing it all day. And we've got the rails on the side here. And of course, Velcro for throwing a cover over it or anything else that we need to. And at the back, solid looking helmet, I like that. Let's pop this to one side so we've got space on the desk. Now, this looks like a mount to go on the front socket on the helmet. Yep. So, we've got our mounting bracket, and this will unscrew what is like any kind of GoPro mount by the look of it. This one is I'm going to need to read the instructions to see what that bit is. Oops, onto something by the look of it. To one side, what we have. This is the bit itself, by the look of it, night vision. So, what we have. Looks like the box got a little bit dinged in transit, but inside the box it is all very well padded in the foam. So we have a charging cable, which is USB-C. You have a mounting arm that will fit quite nicely to the front of the helmet. Again, typical of the GoPro style mount. I'll go in there like that. Allen key and extra bolt. Aha! So if we're not running with a helmet, we can just strap this on our head. And again, we've got that same mount. That'll just sit like a headband. Then we can put the night sight on top of that. And this is the unit itself. Branded Nitesights. We've got a USB charging on the side there. And I'm going to spend a significant amount of time this evening reading the instructions, which they do come with, clearly. Let's take a quick look at these, see what we've got. List of included parts, mounting screws, rail adapter, Allen key, giving us all the good info. Excellent. So this is the big box. What's in the little box? Let's put these back in, otherwise I'll lose it. I'm terrible for losing things. There we go. These will go quite in there. So, that's the night sight itself. I thought that was everything, but we've got an extra box. So, let's have a look, see what we've got in this box. Ooh. This again will mount to the front of the helmet. extra way for mounting the camera so it'll sit in front of us and we can flip it up and down by the look of it. Lots of good things here. I need to sit down and work out how it all fits together, and then, excuse me one second, I need to cough. Then I will do some night footage in the coming evenings, along with some game footage at my local site's Halloween game at the end of the month. So although you'll see it in one video back to back as if it all happened at the same time, I'm currently about a week and a half before Halloween here, which gives me enough time to A, charge the unit up, understand how to use it, and then do a second video with this setup to cover how it works and how to use it, and then set up some action footage, both me testing in the backyard and at the Halloween game itself. I'm looking forward to that, gotta say. This will be my first time actually using any sort of night vision equipment, so the fact that I haven't just shredded all the boxes, all the paperwork, all the padding, and just gone straight into playing with it is an absolute exercise in self-control, because I don't want to break it. So, off to understand how it works, set it up, and do some testing. See you shortly. Okay, so I've got it all together now. We've got the headband bits and pieces here. This is the headband unit itself, with the mount that we can either connect to the helmet or via this onto that to connect it to the headband. I've got it connected to this wonderful little gadget. If I just take the night sight off, I'm trying to be very careful, but it is quite a tight connection. Here we go. So, this bit obviously connects to the helmet, goes that way up. Then when you need to use your night sight, you put it down. Again, being new, it's very, very stiff. That locks into place there. And if I move this a little bit, this bit, so push it, there's a little spring there. You push against the spring, and then you can lever it down degrees to whichever angle you want the sight at, for ease of viewing for yourself. And for disassembly, just comes off. So very cool. That's what I'm going to mount to the helmet that came with it. And I've got a little bit of charge in this now, so let's see if we can get this on the camera. So we've got 4 buttons. There we go. 4 buttons along the edge here. Right hand one on off, left hand one turns on the IR for obviously night use, and then the middle 2 are up and down brightness. So let's turn it on and see what we get. But hold it down for about 5 seconds and then let go. I'm trying to catch it booting up. So we can now see through the sight. And if I switch that to night vision mode, we are now in night vision mode, and I can up and down the brightness by these 2. So that's what we've got, and as soon as darkness falls I will go and see what I can capture with my GoPros sat behind this screen, and then I'll do the same out on field come Halloween. So this is the Nitesights Looking down my garden with the IR off, and if I turn the IR on, there we go, there's the IR on. Again, IR off. IR on. Let's see him right down to the shed. That's pretty darn cool.
In there? Oh, I forgot my balloon. Well, I'm not being funny. If they do it in the daytime, they'll do it in the night. Take photos of mine and sell them one for a higher price. Did say no? Yeah. We just got like sell places. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Get the arm up. Doesn't give us away at all. Slowly on the swamp. Destroyed. That way should be swamp out, I would advise.
Roger that.
I can't see shit. Time fell off.
Ow, 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 ow. You alright?
I'm right, I'm stuck in, so I can't see who's who. So I'm just going to lay here. Alright, who's pop shots?
Basically, yeah.
That's all I'm doing right now. I'm just shooting the lights.
So, I've been out and about with the Nitesight, and I like it a lot. It's, as you can see, quite compact. It's lightweight. It doesn't add a whole lot of weight to the gun at all. The footage that you saw was slightly impaired by the fact that I had the GoPro right up against the eyepiece, and GoPros aren't built to film at that close range, so they don't get the clarity that you'd like. But I spent another match or two afterwards without the GoPro so I could actually get full use of it, and it is a cracking little unit. The brightness control means that you can turn the backlight right down, still see everything that's going on, but not have a bright white light in your face in the middle of the night. Very good. It's, as you can see, got the camera mount there, so I could just screw it onto the camera mount that I've got on the rail connector, and Bob's your uncle. The set that the guys sent down had one to mount onto a helmet, but my GoPro is quite chunky, and without removing an eyeball, I wouldn't get the GoPro on the helmet one, so that's why I had to go on the gun. And consequently, why, when the gun initially failed, I had to rapidly put it across to the other gun, wherein comes the testament to its robustness, because when transferring it from the SR25 to the Tavor, I accidentally dropped it. I tried to catch it with my feet, as is kind of an instinctive thing. Ended up punting it across the safe zone. Still worked absolutely fine. Not an intended test, but I can attest to its robustness. It survived completely intact, undamaged, apart from some a little bit of scratching down on the sides. So a little bit of a bonus in there. But yeah, great fun little unit. Love it to bits. Thank you very much.